Urban Spook is the modern pinnacle of independent cinematic horror. The painter's mysterious and engaging narrative leaves even the most experienced of writers at a loss for words. It's one of the strangest things I've watched in a while because, frankly, for how stupid some of the stuff here can be, my eyes were glued on to pretty much everything about it. YouTube.com/KingXP can attest to the fact I binged the entire series on a single car ride from Vegas to California. But pray tell, what is this shit, and what the hell got me into it? Initially, the shock value of the series is what kept me going. Not because I was, oh, dude, he got fucked.
I wanted to see the stupid shit instead of actually investing in the story.
And you know, this idea of over the top shock value started from episode 1, infamously, with this painting. This kills the first episode. In what would otherwise be a tonally dark and gory piece, makes viewers go from, what the fuck is this, to why the fuck is this? And these exaggerated pieces don't just stop with Corey here. They continue on with the ridiculous 487 stab wounds bit, the cat, and Jesus, the fucking horse overdosing on sildenafil. You can't do stupid shit like this and not think your viewers are gonna get taken out of the engagement. It directs their attention away from the piece. It's seen a lot in video games and movies with cringy, uninspired dialogue.
I thought I smelled something burning.
Focus M.
In the case of Urban Spook, it's just being overly edgy for no reason. All this isn't to say I wasn't completely out of it when it comes to the main story, but whatever little merit there is left in the series is brought down by the struggle of trying to figure out who the painter is. The villain of the series is a serial killer that leaves painted depictions of their victims as a calling card. The paintings themselves have great artistic detail and, most importantly, consistency. You just take one quick look at the entire page for the channel and you'll get what I mean. Exaggerated body proportions, dark palettes, wide, unsettling eyes. The painter has a certain unrestrained style that really makes them glow. This was something that truly made the series stand out as its own to me. Now, before we continue on with an analysis of Mona, I'd actually like to talk a little bit about serial killers in film. Take Hannibal Lecter, Norman Bates, or even Patrick Bateman. The easiest through line to notice about these characters is that we view them constantly throughout the story, seeing what piques their interest, what makes them lash out, and generally just how they act. This is completely absent from Mona. I mean, sure, we see that she's incredibly violent, disgusting, and insane, but by the third episode, I've already kind of gotten that picture several times. We've never been given a hint at a motive, any emotional beat from either of the characters, or anything to really build up investment. It's like waiting for a punchline to the longest joke ever, except the punchline still isn't there. Okay, so the final episode did get there, but it didn't surpass any expectations that I had. I already kind of assumed we'd get this portrayal of Mona how we did. Yeah, we get some background about her past life as an orphan, how she and Bill grew up together. My problem is that this is a Mona that I would want to see over the course of the series. Using the paintings as a way to take a look inside of Mona's mind is interesting, but again, after a few times, we already get the picture. We need something more concrete, something more substantial, like this interview. That's just something that's not, unfortunately, there, and whether it be to time crunches or just inability to do this, I really wish it was more present. All in all, good final episode. To hell with Mona. Huge shout out to the small channel Creepcast featuring Hunter and Isaiah, but they pointed out that the photos have a very similar look and feel to the paintings. By matching the styles of both, Slug unintentionally blurred the lines between what's real and what's fiction. This is a minor yet still present problem that really threw me off when watching. And while it was inevitably fixed in future episodes, there was always something to still throw me off in place of it, like the shock value. But for both of these scenarios, there's a change, there is a transformation. Whether it be different techniques to show how paintings and photos differ, or by lessening the frequency of how much edginess we see, there's a new underlying sense of control, which was unfortunately absent from older episodes. And look, Slug has an amazing And I mean amazing talent, let alone just for the horror art, which you can actually view on their Instagram page. And you can also buy the Fuck Toy Corey shirt, which XP proudly owns. That being said, about 85% of the series is a
watch how fucked up I can get
compilation by the painter and Slug. And I fear this new control and, I guess, restraint sort of comes in a little too late. It isn't really until the last couple of episodes where Slug's control of the piece really takes the limelight. Up until this point, they've mostly relied on their writing and painted images to tell a story, but now they've tapped into a more immersive form. Animation of the world, animation of action. At the very end of Meat lies the only piece of substance for that episode. We see a lengthy but simple security video of two figures breaking into the house. The painter and who we would come to learn to be Bill Collins. There's also something to commemorate in terms of Slug's vision for the environment. Just looking at the final episode, you can really see that immersion found at arguably its best. We're finally able to walk within, traversing the lair of the painter. The brutal, dark atmosphere of the paint factory to me screams Silent Hill, and even some of Puppet Combo's installments. Slug, whether alone or with the team, seems like he's finally able to tell a fear-driven story without solely relying on exaggerative gore. May I remind you, this is a series that's been in the works for well over 3 years, so yeah, I'd expect something better after all this time, but there's no harm in thinking that Slug's always had the mind for this story to be told, just not the tools. That's it for the episode.
No!
We can't forget the sound. If the videos were the meat and veggies of a soup, the sound design of the painter would be the creamy, rich broth. In a series that can be so ridiculous at points, you really needed a sense other than the visual to take away your attention. Primarily, I'm in love with the ambient backing tracks. Some repetitive, but others more looming and progressive. They all serve to boost the environmental storytelling, and I gotta say the tracks do the absolute best at this. Also the screams. And her screams just blend in with the machinery. I'm no professional sound designer, but that is certainly a very powerful creative choice there. One of my favorite uses of sound editing is in the final episode with screams cutting to match the images of Collins and Mona. Huge respect and props to those voice actors, but here we can certainly tell that Slug has the ear for what he wants. But how does such creation come to be? Yes. Who or what is the mind behind UrbanSPOOK? Today, joining us is Urban Slug, creator of the series. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, no. I would like to do one final extra fun bonus section. It's called
Let's look at what this person has posted in the past and laugh.
How do I get Urban Slug to notice me? It seems like the only way to get him to notice you is to spam the same "I'm all for openness" on this topic. Painter porn. Oh, neat. I also put I don't care. I actually feel so fucking bad for this guy on the bottom. Did you know Slug also likes The Strokes?
Surely this video won't be dodgy. Oh my goodness!
And UrbanSPOOK, very formally and elegantly replies, I jerk off to this video twice a day. Yeah, man. Subscribe, dislike video, follow.